Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to our latest episode of the TechC Founders Special Source podcast. Today, I am joined, as usual, by my co-host Ken, and we have two guests today. Belle is the founder and CEO of BuzzAR, an AI-powered tourism platform, and just recently Belle was named among Founder Forum's top 100 women in tech. Recently, BuzzAR has expanded to include the fintech arm BuzzPay, and expanded to the MENA region. And we also are joined by Romeo's son, who has just joined the team as co-founder and payment head. So, hi guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Romeo, I saw you were, I'm an ex-Lazada. I saw you had spent some time.
Yes, I heard. Great to see some, alumni Lazada. Nice.
So, shall we just start off with a little introduction to BuzzAR? Perhaps, Belle, maybe you could tell us a little bit for people who are not familiar with it.
Sure. So the company of ours is called BuzzAR. So we started this company about 6 years ago. On registration, the operation started about 4 years ago. We are a tourist engagement platform where we enable any tourist to easily discover, book, and pay through a friendly digital tour guide. Her name is called Bay. Yeah.
Any relation to you?
Yeah.
Actually, Bay is because the long form is before anyone else, right? So we think of the perspective of serving the people, and also think of the perspective of the AI companion that goes with you, like your Bay, like your loved one, right? So it's nothing related to me. It's coincidental that it relates. It sounds like my surname, but no relations. But I'm glad that I'm somehow get this relationship with Bay. Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys have got a lot going on at the moment. Obviously, Romeo has just joined the team. So can you give us just a few little highlights of your business at the moment? What's happening?
Yeah,
maybe Romeo, you can.
Yeah, maybe I'll just say a bit about BuzzPay. So basically with our AI-powered travel companion, what we want to do is to make it even a more fuller and seamless experience, which is to have our embedded payment solutions in this whole platform as well. So what BuzzPay does is just enable travelers to effortlessly book the experiences within the app, pay with the local payment methods. For instance, when you come here, you will be able to, pay with our virtual card, or at your choice. Maybe, if you're Chinese, you can pay with WeChat Pay as well, as long as the merchant is accepted by BuzzPay. And you can also use our cross-border payment capabilities all within the app.
One question I had as I was thinking about how this works, like I've seen Airbnb and you can book different tours and things. Is this a bit like that, or how does the pain point differ, and how does AR help that?
Yeah, sure. I can talk about this. So the operation started about 4 years ago, which is the year of COVID in 2020. So unlike other booking platforms, we actually first started with enterprise clients. So that year we worked with the number one destinations in Singapore, Marina Bay Sands. We signed a 5 years contract with them. So we have a lot of learning curve first from the enterprise clients. So it's like right now, after 4 years, we have gained enough insights that we finally think that we qualify to launch our own platform, knowing how tough is launching our own platform, right? So Bay is a highly validated platform where she acts more like a digital tour guide. So just like you travel with your friend, right? She will then make you feel like you are local when you go around. And you can think of Airbnb is in the case of you stay in a foreigner house. But in the case of Bay, it's like from house, this commodity is people right now. So you travel with locals, for example, and you feel like you travel like a local. And we always want to say that there's this slogan that you travel like a local and you live like a tourist. We want to let the local at the same time feel like, whoa, I'm exploring stuff. I can use Bay. She will recommend me places based on the GPS data that it's giving the person in real time. She will say, Oh, how about from the Changi airport, you can go to Marina Bay Sands, and along the way, you will pass through, let's say, Lau Pa Sat and have satay. That kind of recommendation, which is very, very natural. It's just as if you are talking to a friend.
Quick break. Imagine outsourcing without the headaches. With TaskBeast, you get your own chief outsourcing officer who finds top freelancers, manages them, and guarantees quality work, saving you time and stress. TaskBeast is outsourcing made seamless. Visit taskbeast.com to get started. Now, back to the show.
And do you need to ask it, or it'll just kind of prompt you as you're passing by and say, hey, like the app will just turn on and tell you?
Yeah, so this part, right now, we don't want to be too intrusive. So we still allow the conversational style, which is you will ask her something. She will not be too intrusive to ask, to prompt you too much. We try to avoid that. At least for this beta version, we try to avoid that. But very good recommendation. As we gather more insights from the community, we will listen to the community. What if a day, right, the community is asking for this feature? Yes, we will listen to the community and prompt based on what the community thinks is suitable, which is like maybe based on the nearest places, and one time, that kind of we will gauge the how it goes. But right now, you need to talk to Bay, and Bay will reply to you. She will even dance. She will entertain you. She looks like an avatar that you can make her your friend whenever you travel.
Oh, great. And do you guys still operate in the enterprise, or have you kind of moved on from enterprise to your own platform?
Very good question. So with the enterprise right now, the value is even higher because we don't only just build, let's say, like back in the days, we build a platform for them. Right now, we drive traffic for them. So for example, the case of the tourism board in Saudi, how it works is that from China, which is the community that we have built over the years. So prior to BuzzAR, we have started, especially my co-founder, Ken Lim, has started a few games company. So we have an active community, let's say in China, right? So from China, from the person where he or she located, we drive traffic all the way from China to destination, for example, like Saudi. And you can think of like any company out there, they usually just build for the enterprise client, but we feature them on the BayChat.ai platform, which is our Bay platform right now. So using BayChat, right, they can see our enterprise client. And our enterprise client is especially happy because now you are giving me the incremental volume. That means you are driving traffic to me, not only just being a system integrator, for example.
Okay. And so enterprise is kind of like almost country level, like I'm Saudi Arabia, I want more tourists from China. I work with you and you have a community in China and you help bring me more people. So that's kind of the core.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, I think both country level and like the enterprise concept we talk about in daily life, right? For instance, we attract travelers to Saudi. We help Saudi tourism authority to attract the Chinese travelers here. However, we also work with multiple establishments here in terms of retail, in travel point of interests, where we do a lot of business activities with them. We enable them with so many of our digital capabilities along with the payment capability, while the consumer who are using our app can actually have a fuller experience, enjoying all the benefits that merchants are offering, as well as what our app is offering. So this is sort of like a synergy that we are trying to create.
Interesting. Okay. And for this strong Chinese community, the thing that kind of keeps them engaging with the app is that they want more kind of recommendations about where they should go, and they want to that's, or is there something different?
Yeah. So it's all the way. Like, for example, they need translation. Like 2 years ago, when I first landed in Riyadh, I was like, whoa, now I really need some help here. So from translation, all the way from the airport to the hotel, for example, that's first use case. Secondly, most Chinese tourists pay using WeChat Pay and Alipay. which is their dominant wallet, right? They can't pay in Riyadh. So that is the number one reason why Romeo early this year, right, join force with us. So now we are like a three co-founders team trying to crack this, right? Not just on the discovery level or the booking level, but solving even the payment level. And after that, when they are in the hotel, for example, they need recommendations to go to some places, right? And based on their GPS, based on their conversation and their preferred style, we are recommending stuff that is relevant to them. And it's really what they want, because we don't prompt message to them right now. It's really that they talk to us and they will give her some of her advice, like a friend.
So it sounds like there's some AI involved, and you're recording as data anytime they interact with the app, and then using that to try to deliver tailored recommendations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then if I'm a Chinese tourist, I arrive in Riyadh, I turn on the app, I'm trying to pay for something, I want to use WeChat Pay or Alipay or something. How does your experience like fix that friction point?
So basically from our side, we have, for the enterprise and for the customer, right? For the enterprise, basically we partner up with all the retail, all the point of interest, booking point of sales. Wherever you see the BuzzPay, which has all the APAC local APAC payment methods such as WeChat Pay or, Touch and Go doing now in Malaysia or Dana in Indonesia, you will be able to scan our QR code and then pay directly with your choice of payment method.
Okay. So you need to sign up each merchant individually, or you kind of ride off the back of WeChat Pay and Alipay somehow, or?
No, yeah, we need to sign up for each one of the merchants, of course. WeChat Pay, Alipay, they are just a payment method, right? So they also need to do the same thing if they want to enable this.
Gotcha. Okay. So you need a pretty strong on the ground effort in some of these, your target destinations like Saudi.
Maybe to add on one point is that yes and no. So we work with retail holding. So for example, retail holding that owns 75 brands. So it's unlike one by one reaching out. So we work with large groups in Saudi, for example, to onboard all these brands at scale. So it's a partnership effort that we are doing. We also work with leading airlines to make sure that some of the deals that you can get from Bay, right? It's very good deal. That you can basically think of like one shot from translation, discovery to booking of cheaper tickets and landing in the country, right? With your native payment all in one, you can get from one platform.
And one question, because I've built some apps before. This sounds like a very it sounds like it does a lot of things. How do you communicate? Like, what is the key pain point when you're trying to onboard a new Chinese tourist? Like, how do you explain it to them, the value, and make sure that they get it? Like, is there some secret there, or?
Yeah. So right now, right, we actually, the positioning is a digital tour guide. So it's neither the OTAs, online travel platforms out there, nor the payment companies. We are disrupting a very traditional industry, which is tour guide. And with the kingdom welcomes 150 million tourists, there are less than 1,000 qualified tour guide in Saudi. So this is a very, very painful pain point that we are targeting. We are not OTAs. We are not payment companies. We are a digital tour guide company.
That sounds great. I mean, it sounds great and very difficult. Like, I can imagine, hiring a tour guide in Saudi and the different things. Like, there's a lot of different use cases he's solving for, I bet. Like, finding a taxi, translation, payments, where to go. So that, like, how do you determine where to focus? It sounds like you've determined that, like, payment is a key area to focus to make that experience good. Is that? Yeah.
One of the key area is payment right now, because when people can't pay, right, this is a very serious issue right now. People still, like most of the people, be it for religious reason or for leisure, right, or for business, they are carrying cash here. And this is definitely not any developed countries mandate to have people carrying big bulk of cash. So that's the number one priority right now. But we are very fortunate to have a group of partners who are working with us. As tough as it is, right? The positioning is also like an aggregator. So we also work with partners, not just everything by our own. So we work with OTAs as well. We work with other payment companies like what Romeo has just mentioned. So right now, yes, we are solving the on-ground payment issue by having a payment license strategy. But apart from that, right, other capabilities is there are two parts. So we either use AI to streamline this, or we work with partners. So it's still under control.
Okay, gotcha. I worked in Visa a long time ago, and so they, for a very long time, would work on like these gateways, like Russian tourist goes to Turkey, right? How do we make sure that they try to use their Visa card to take out money and use it as much as possible? And so they've thought a lot about those gateways, but like it's almost they spend a lot of money on a specific point to point. So is it that you've decided that okay, like for now, we're really going to try to get our traction in, China to Saudi, or is it that you're working on lots of geographies?
Yeah, so there are two parts. The first one is, yes, we are working on getting China, Japan, and Korean tourists here. Phase two is even more exciting. Right now, we are working with the Muslim community to get the Muslim people to it's a big bulk of people every year that is traveling to Saudi for this reason. So right now, yeah, it's still phase one for us right now. Very much looking forward to get this going and scale with the Muslim community.
I just wanted to go back in time a little bit, because just before we started recording, you told us that you two are in the same apartment at the moment with your other co-founder. And it just made me think this is like a Zuckerberg, getting a house and getting his mates over and just happening to build Facebook, and they're all living in the same place. How did you get to this point? How did you start out, and how did you end up all in the same apartment?
This is because we are in Saudi right now. So each of
I
us,
see.
yeah. So right now in Saudi, the best way, and sometimes like this is actually a pivotal time for us. We are planning for the year of 2025, 2026, and there are a lot of urgent stuff that we need to clear. So then we decided, how about for this Saudi trip, all of us just get into like one apartment and just keep diving in and have a good year in 2025.
So, all right,
Yeah.
well, let's go back to the start then, before you were living in Saudi together. Who came up with the idea?
I will let Romeo go first.
No, like you mean BuzzAR's founding story?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I will go. Yeah. So for BuzzAR is simple. It's really just 6 years ago. I completely never thought of starting any company per se. Yeah. I went to attend my master's program. So it's UC Berkeley, where I was very fortunate to be given a scholarship majoring in law and technology. So back then, the intersection of law together with technology like AR, AI, these are like top hot topics back in 2018. So what I have to do to excel in my curriculum is that I have to commercialize my first university project. So instead of writing the paper, I decided that I should reach out to my former employer, Marina Bay Sands, to ask. I know that they have this problem of, for example, attracting Chinese tourists, tracking the on-ground tourists walking around in this mass 200,000 square meter building. And we figure out that BuzzAR has a way to crack this issue, right? So I reach out to them, very fortunate to have a long list of approval afterwards. And there you go. Then that's when we got started and we were working with them. They are our first enterprise client. That was how we got started. So it's really from the uni project paper that I'm supposed to work on, and I just take on this to commercialize this.
And did you start by yourself?
I started on my own first, but then then that's the first decision, right? I have a choice of recruiting some of the top engineers, for example, those from Berkeley, from Stanford, living in the Bay Area, right? Or just recruit someone that has really make profitable business. So I decided I will pick the left. Hence, I reached out to Ken, who is my childhood friend. I know that this guy is a very, very quiet guy, but he seems to be doing very well by just he's like the secretive guy that has a very good apartment, has a very good living lifestyle. And I just reached out to him. Hey man, what are you working on? So he was telling me that he's working on the cooking game VR. And holy shit, I went to search for the website, and that even back then, that was the Oculus top game. So now I know that, wow, Ken is working on something exciting. And how about I reach out to him and ask him to join me as my co-founder and the CTO.
Just to clarify, not this Ken. There's another Ken in another room.
So Ken Lim then came back with a challenge. He said, hey man, I run a profitable business. Why should I join you? How about you prove to me that you can get a $500,000 top line? Then I will consider about it. So then, yeah, I
And
have
this is your childhood friend saying, come back to me when you've got some traction.
Yeah,
But you did,
business is
clearly.
business, right? Yeah. So business is business. And I am a matured woman. I accepted the challenge. I said, okay, sounds good. I will find a way to work on this. Yeah. So there you go. I did get that $500,000 contract and get onboarded a few clients. And yeah, then he agreed to join us, and we are very fortunate. So then that was the first wave, right? The second wave is pretty much we went to Saudi. We were recognized as one of the top 10 tourism company in Saudi, and very, very thankful. I have Romeo here. It's really our third wave because he comes with operator experience as ex Alibaba, ex Stripe, and I mean, how else I can get this kind of like really like superb team with all this really heavyweight co-founder, right? Yeah. So yeah, here you go. That's our journey.
And yeah, it sounds like there was some real special sauce there that you were able to. I mean, you tell most people go away and bring back $500,000 of traction, and like you never see them again. Like, how did you bring back these initial contracts? Is it that you're, a good relationship B2B salesperson, or what was
And
behind
just
that?
a follow up for that as well. If other Ken was the technical guy, how were you doing the technical work before other Ken came on board as well?
Yeah. So that really goes back to, as a founder, we always have to be very curious. So even back then, right, before I tried recruiting him, I was very intrigued that this guy can always stay at his home, like his house, most of the time never join any party, but he still make a good living. I'm super curious what he was doing. And I went to check, right? That's when I know that, oh, he is not into the money laundering stuff. He is creating games. Okay. So how is really because I was so curious, and I even volunteered to join him as his chief experience officer for the cooking game VR. So I worked at a bakery house when I was nine years old, and that's how I got most of the bakery experience, right? And when he was developing like games like bakery games, cooking games, I was giving a lot of ideas because as a kid I was working in this kind of environment. So I was suggesting that, hey, for this restaurant, how about we have this client waiting and they were angry, they will throw the pan, and All this is very natural to me because that was my childhood. Doing that, then I quickly realized that, hey, I can work with this guy and games is so interesting. And now we think of how we bring games to real life environment. For example, bring games to enterprise. So that's when I was talking to, then answering Ken, like here, this Ken, right, about how we get all this early traction is really through the fact that you are very curious, you are very passionate, and your passion somehow also people feel it, right? So my clients actually, I would say that the early backers somehow they can feel my passion, and they, of course, couple with the good work from Ken, right? Because he has built games for years. So the MVP, the pilot projects was really successful. We didn't straight away get all this $6-digit contract. It was really through a smaller pilot first, and we succeed. Then we go with the bigger amount. That's how, in totality, I got 500,000, and he agreed to join us full time.
Interesting. And I'm interested, if you were to draw out the best success over the next few years, how does the company evolve from here? What does it look like 3 years from now?
Yeah. Romeo, you want to go first?
Yeah, this is a great question. I think from my side, for the payments, right, what we want to is really to enable the cross-border payment seamless. Ideally, after 3 years, hopefully we can create a cross-border payment network that enables the traveler to pay with their choice of payments at ease. And I'm a big better on the mobile payments. I think mobile payments is definitely the future. So no matter it is QR or whatever other, tokenization ways that we're introducing, I think more convenience will always be welcome in the future, right? So digital wallet will be one of our key strategy to drive. So for us, hopefully in 3 years, we will have a very steady network of cross-border payment capabilities, along with a very strong team driving the digital wallet growth, like for our BuzzPay as a wallet in itself to service the local residents.
Yeah. From my side, it's really to, apart from the cross-border payment, it's always core to me that we are driving great user experience for people. So it goes back to the first part of our business. I truly believe that Bay, with right now how we introduce, so Bay also stands for Buzz AI Experience. So the digital tour guide right now is the first use case. I can think of AI agent can have so many other use cases. And it's really the fact that I want to differentiate our company with others in terms of how we create the best user experience, because that's what Ken Lim is very good with. He used to do this for years, right? Coupled with what Romeo brings to the table, like the fintech side, obviously he is very qualified to drive the fintech business. So we want to crack, like what Ken is mentioning here, the toughest problem, where we enable people to have discovery, book and pay all in one platform. And we are giving this seamless experience, even all is cross-border. People don't feel like they are doing this from afar. So that's really what we want to achieve.
Interesting. And one thought I had was, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Sam Altman talk and Elon talk. And, between the two of them, they're kind of predicting an almost AGI type experience by 25, 26. So only a couple of years away. So I'd imagine the technology is going to be there. So it knows, the AI knows where you are and you can give you advice and stuff. So a bit of what I feel from what you're explaining is you're going to be not just the information, because AI is going to do that to some extent and people have ChatGPT and other things, but you're going to be the other experiential pieces, like the payment and the connections to other things that are going to improve my experience. Would that be an accurate way of understanding it?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I think the experience is really what I'm betting. So we even call it Buzz AI Experience, right? I think with AI, there are so many industries that will be heavily disrupted. But in terms of experience, it's at least in the very near future, it's still a big pain point that we can go deep and solve this in a very targeted manner using. So I hope to use Bay to solve this problem.
Wonderful. Well, look, we are pretty much out of time already. Where can people go to check this out today?
Sure, they can chat with Bay on baychat.ai. So right now it's still a web version. End of this year, we are going to graduate from the Amadia startup program. And next year, early next year, you are going to experience Bay through a mobile app. So imagine as you navigate, you just talk to her. She will recommend you a bunch of great stuff. You can pay easily, all in one platform.
So we'll pop the links down below. Obviously, people can go and have a look at that now on the web platform, and we will be paying attention to your mobile app. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and they can get very good deals. Just a sneak peek, we are going to partner up with leading airlines to give very good deals. They can book ticket using the AI agent use case. Basically, just talking to Bay, and Bay will get everything sorted out. The first one is flight booking, but we will have more integrations down the road.
See, so you're going to get exclusive deals on this as well. It's another reason to check it out.
Yeah,
It's been an absolute pleasure to meet both of you.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.